says the significance of great charity through instant donation. Here, Baba has compared our donation to the health that we would have if we have eaten fresh things, the fresh fruit. That's a donation which is given instantly is being compared to a fresh eaten fruit and the health that comes out of eating a healthy fruit, a fresh fruit. And that is being compared again further to the Purusharth and the Pralabhs that we get, the speed at which we'd be making progress. Later in the Murli, Baba has enumerated the meeting of the people of the Baba's children from Delhi, Maharashtra, and Karnataka. Without further ado, we'll read the Murli. Today, the Father, the lawmaker, and the bestower of blessings is seeing his extremely loving, serviceable children everywhere. Although far away, all the powerful children everywhere are close to the Father because of the speciality of love. With the relationship of love and the clarity and cleanliness of their intellects, they are all experiencing being close and personally face to face with the Father. With their third eye, that is, with their divinity, their eyes are very clearly seeing the scenes far away on the TV of the intellect. For instance, in this perishable world, at the time of a special program on the perishable TV, everyone switches it on. In the same way, children are also sitting with their awareness switched on at this special time. Bab Dada is very pleased to see all the children experiencing the scenes that are far away from them to be close to them through the TV. At the same time, Baba is seeing the double gathering. Today, in the subtle region, Father Brahma was specially remembering the children because, according to the time, he was seeing all the children's results from the moment they started their Brahmin life and checking at what speed all of them were moving to reach their destination, that is, to reach their stage of perfection. Everyone is moving along, but at what speed? So, what did he see? So, Brahma Baba is seeing at what speed are we all achieving the stage of perfection since we took this Brahman, since the time we took this Brahman life. So, Brahma Baba is initially checking this speed. So, what did he see? He only saw a handful out of the selected ones, always moving along at the one fast speed. Seeing the children's speed, Father Brahma asked a question. Whilst being knowledgeful, that is, whilst knowing the three aspects of time, whilst knowing the effort and its reward, whilst knowing the method and its success, why are you still unable to maintain a fast speed at the time, all the time? What reply would he have been given? So Baba is now saying the answer. You know the reason, you know the method for the solution, and yet you are unable to change the reason into a solution. So children would have given an answer. So the reason Baba is now saying, the father smiled and said to the father Brahma, Many children have a very old and strong habit. And what is that? What do you do? The father gives you instant fruit, that is, fresh fruit. But those who are compelled by their habits let their fresh fruit dry up before they take it. I will do it. It will happen. It definitely has to happen. I have to become number one. I have to be in the rosary. Thinking in this way and making such plans, you make the instant fruit the fruit of the future. This is kind of procrastination, right? I will do it means it is the fruit of the future. I will do it means it is the fruit of the future. Think, do it instantly, and eat the instant fruit. Whether it's in the term of the self or in terms of service, you eat very little instant fruit or nourishing fruit of service. From what do you receive energy? A fresh fruit or dried up fruit? Some have the habit of saying that they will eat something, but they keep putting it off and let the fresh fruit go dry in this way. Similarly, here too, you say, if this happens, I will do it. You think a lot in this way. You think something, you receive a direction, and you do it. By not doing it, you even make a fresh direction dry, that is old. You then think that you did everything according to the direction, get much of a result. Why? Because there was a gap of time. The line of fortune changed according to the time. So we changed the time, the fortune also changed its place and time. Any line of fortune is created and told according to the time. Due to this, when the time changes, the atmosphere, attitude, and vibrations all change. See, along with the fortune, the time changes, the atmosphere, attitude, and vibrations all change. This is why it is remembered instant donation is a great charity. As soon as you receive a direction, do it at that time with that same enthusiasm. By doing such service, you receive fresh, nourishing fruit, and by taking that, you automatically become a powerful soul and continue to move forward at a same speed, at a fast speed. So you then achieve that stage of perfection soon and at the same speed. All of you eat fruit, but check what kind of fruit you eat. Father Brahma makes all you children into powerful souls by giving you fresh fruit and you the thought to move constantly at a fast speed. Whilst constantly keeping this thought of Father Brahma in your awareness, continue to eat the fresh fruit of every act at every moment. You will then never experience any type of weakness or illness. Father Brahma was smiling. What do worldly doctors advise at present? Eat everything fresh. Don't eat things after they have been burnt or roasted. Do not transform it before eating it. This is what they say, is it not? So Father Brahma was also telling the children, whatever Srimad you receive according to the time, in whatever form, but put it into practice at the same time and in the same way, and you will always be like Father Brahma, become an instant donor and thereby a great charitable soul, and you will come in the first number. So, along with the speed, you also gain the number. Father Brahma and the World Mother claimed a right to the first kingdom. What speciality did you see in both souls? They thought of something and instantly did it. They never thought, I will do this first and then do something else. This was their specialty. So the great charitable souls who follow the mother and the father are eating the elevated fruit of that charity and are constantly powerful. So you gain the speed, you gain the number, and also you gain the power. In this way, there is not the slightest weakness in their dreams or thoughts. They constantly move along at a fast speed. However, there are only a few out of a handful because Father Brahma is the creator of the corporeal world, and because he played the part of giving sustenance through the corporeal form, he has special love for the children who are playing their parts in the corporeal form. Whoever you have special love for, you feel their weakness to be your own weakness. Seeing the reason for this weakness of you children, Father Brahma feels deep love for you so that you become constantly powerful, constant and instant intense effort makers and remain constantly in the flying stage, and that you become free from having to labor time and time again. So here Baba says, you're when you're close to any other person, you feel their weakness to be your own weakness. So Baba is saying our own delay in our efforts, in our way of becoming perfect, that's kind of weakness. But Baba is saying he would be loving us to bring us to that level of perfection. Did you hear the things that Father Brahma said? Only the children are merged in Father Brahma's eyes. Do you know the special language of Father Brahma and what he used to say? He always used to say over and over again, my children, my children. The father smiles. You are children of Brahma, and this is why you say that your surname is Brahma Kumars and Brahma Kumaris. You don't say that you are Shiv Kumars and Shiv Kumaris. So now these are the words of Shiva. He says that you are the children of Brahma, and that's why you're being called the Brahma Kumars and Brahma Kumaris. It is with Brahma that you have to go. It is with Brahma that you remain for the longest time with different names and forms. You are Brahma's mouth-born creation. The Father is with you anyway. Nevertheless, in the corporeal, it is Brahma's part. Acha, Baba will tell you more things some other time. Special rivers from three places have come in this group. The double foreigners are at present the incognito Ganges because it is not their turn. Now, the special meeting is with the three rivers Delhi, Karnataka, and Maharashtra. However, there are also others claiming a bonus in between. Those who have come in their turn will, of course, claim their right, but even the double foreigners have come running and have reached here to claim their right first. So they too would be loved, would they not? Double foreigners are also receiving the treasures of an added bonus. They will then receive the treasures of their own turn. Bab Dada loves all the children from everywhere because each place has its own speciality. Despite people coming in different turn, every place has its own speciality and they would receive Baba's blessing. Delhi is the place of the seed of service, and Karnataka and Maharashtra are the expansion of the tree. A seed is underground, whereas the expansion of the tree is very large, and so Delhi is the seed. At the end, the sound will spread in the land that is the seed. However, at present, there is special expansion in Karnataka, Maharashtra, and Gujarat. The expansion is the beauty of the tree. There is beauty of the Brahmin tree because of the expansion of service in Karnataka and Maharashtra. The tree is being decorated. There are two questions people ask. Firstly, they ask about the expenses, and secondly, about the number of Brahmins. So, in terms of numbers, both Maharashtra and Karnataka are the decoration of the Brahmin family. The seed has its own speciality. If there were no seed, the tree would not emerge. However, the seed is a little incognito at present. There is great expansion of the tree. If all of you from Delhi had not come, there would be no foundation of service. Wherever the first invitations for service were received and accepted, all of this started in Delhi. This is why it became the place of service, and it will also become the place of the kingdom. Where the Brahmin stepped first, that place became the pilgrimage place, and it will also become the place of kingdom. There is a lot of praise of the lands abroad too. The drums of revelation from abroad will reach this land. If it were not for the foreign lands, how could revelation take place in this land? This is why the lands abroad also have their importance. Hearing the sounds abroad, the people in Bharat will wake up. So the place where the sound of revelation will emerge from will be the foreign lands. Therefore, this is the importance of the land abroad. You see, many of the foreign students, they are now the best example. They are around and inspire a lot of Indians and a lot of people to take upon this journey because they have experienced the bliss in this. So Baba is saying now, since the foreign or double foreigners have come for the turn this time in the month of December there, they also have a special role. The lands of abroad, the foreign lands also have a special significance in this yagya to inspire the rest of the people of the world to become Baba's children. Baba says, those who live abroad belong to this land originally anyway. However, seeing the elevated souls living just in name in the foreign lands being so enthusiastic, the people of this land also have greater enthusiasm. This is also their parts of incognito service. Therefore, each place has its own speciality. Acha. To the great charitable souls who give instant donations, to those who are constantly intense effort makers in their thinking and doing, to those who eat the nourishing fruit of service through their every thought at every second, to such constantly powerful souls who follow the mother and father, to those who put the thoughts of Father Brahma into practice, to all the powerful children in this land and abroad, Bab Dada's love, remembrance, and namaste. So the Murli ends here. So in this Murli, Baba spoke about the children's style of doing of or following a direction, the speed with which they carry out a direction or donate, be it mansa, vacha, seva, or karmana, the speed at which they do a donation and with which they get that speed of becoming perfect. It's by giving that you get, right? So, how fastly you get that energy by giving a donation or by doing that charity. It can be our minds, our own sanskars, or in the form of lokik dhan, or carrying out a direction. So Baba has spoken about these in this Murli, and then Baba has compared that with the lokik term that eat fresh and get more energy. So the fruit which we eat, if they are fresh, we get instant energy instead of eating a stale fruit or a fruit that is totally ripened. It doesn't actually give you that great energy. So Baba has compared that to the donation that we give and has said the energy that you get out of it is multifold more times than the one which is procrastinated kind of a service. And Baba also has praised during the Milan children coming from Delhi, Maharashtra, and Karnataka. And there were also many double foreigners who had come there out of turn. And Baba says every place has its own speciality. The seed is the place where the service started, where people started coming for service, and also where Brahmins later stepped out, that becomes the place of pilgrimage and also a place of the kingdom. So Baba has compared this to Delhi and then followed by Maharashtra and Karnataka as well. We'll maintain a couple of minutes of silence and then get back to churning. Shanti. So does anybody have any stories, any examples of how they have done an instant action and have received anything in return sooner or later, maybe? Or maybe is it true that you have eaten a fresh fruit taken brought from a market and you have eaten, and do you feel fresh about it actually? Or eaten the other fruit and have felt not so great? Does this actually happen? At least I can remember eating an apple which is brought fresh. It's very, feels very fresh that you're eating it. The noise, the crisp that comes out of it, the joy that much better than eating a old apple, soggy one which doesn't actually have much. It's shrunken, right? Means while carrying out any direction that is given, and if you're ready at that particular time, you also have the blessings and the suggestions of the direction. You will do that seva as per their direction. Otherwise, one that we are going to actually have that experience in it, or the cooperation of many people. And once you receive cooperation, you receive great directions and the support, you would maintain that energy and enthusiasm throughout that journey in carrying out. I'm very sure each of us at our own pace, from our own inspirations, brothers and sisters at places also give us directions to carry out this particular task towards yajna. And it makes a great effort, a great deal of success once it's being done that time. Any experiences from the stalwarts, the elderly, the more experienced ones in the group today? I think we have a few number of participants today, and this was also very crisp short only. I also remember of examples, when people are brought with some kind of an addiction and their words at home are not so effective, to give up something, people face so much of difficulty in giving something up, be it smoking, be it alcohol, or such things, old sanskar. And at the centers, when sisters, I've seen this, excuse me, sisters praise them, you know, आप ऐसे भी हो, वैसे भी हो, आप इतने अच्छे हो, इतने बढ़िया से हो. Except for this particular point, you have gained more number of points in almost every domain, except for this thing. No, you will have to now improve upon this and leave this particular trait. You have to live this addiction, and magically people have come out of addictions. That's kind of a charity again, you know. People's lives have transformed immediately from then on, and, so giving such donations also can change a lot of things in their lives, and people have transformed completely. In Lockic world, we do see that elder people are brought to the elderly and said, you please advise him about this, you know, that he has to leave something or he has to gain something, that your advice can transform something, that your direction can change some people. So many people live to that kind of an expectation in the real life also, that they're given a direction and they oblige that and they transform themselves.
Om Shanti Vinod Bhai.
This time, Shanti.
We were just, I was just making to see whether the fruit gets ripe. It's not that we were not, at least I was not sharing, but I was just saying what happened to the fruit, the instant fruit which Baba gave. Why am I not consuming it? Why do I refrigerate it? Why do I postpone it? It was just a kind of thoughts which was running in my intellect. And I was also sitting and listening to what you were sharing. See, one thing we have to know, Bab Dada is not just a teacher, but he is also a checker. He examines, just like a regular, see there, even in law cake, there may be teachers, but they may not examine papers. There may be somebody else who examines the papers. That gap will be there. So here he's the teacher and he's examiner and he's concerned. Here as a teacher, he's concerned to know everything I've given the children. And the three things which he sees is how fast are they moving? That closer to that some solar color, some pure and perfection. And how
Yes.
close destination. I think that
Yes.
last question, at least he gives us some time, because the closer to destination is bound by time.
Yes.
And so even I was checking, has Baba given me the full knowledge? Has Baba given me the vidhi? Is everything clear? So I felt that, yes, I know the method. Yes, I understand. But I'm asking Baba, what's the hurry? There is still time. Nothing will change. So that kind of what I have is postponement is there. It's not that we cannot change. See, they say old wine is good to drink, like old books to read. So I feel like these limited doctors say fresh cow, raw cow, don't roast, don't boil, or do half boiled and all. But I feel that the more and more I keep, it becomes delicious. And we are, like I tell Baba, Baba, hum to hi karenge. If we are not doing, who else is going to do it? You know, that kind of what we say is taking God for granted. I was just trying to see the pros and cons. So what happens? The joy of present is lost. So all this is because there is a gap between sochna or karna, thinking and doing. But I don't want to be like a hasty person to just think and do. They also say ink before you think, pause before you think. I mean, do. So I feel to justify myself with Baba, that's what I was doing. I said, Baba, yes, there is a gap, but the fruit is not going to wither away. And there are so many people telling us so many things to do this, so we are just, the fruit is in our hands. So maybe I felt I can eat it tomorrow. But the secret is Baba saying, if what I give today, you don't eat it, the power is lost. So the power of freshness, the power of thing increases my charity. So here charity over here means the punyatmas. And I am not succumbed to any of those vices. So there's a lot of more depth in this thing really to go through. Here Baba has given only one example that there is a gap between thinking and doing. My children are saying, kar lenge, kar lenge, kar lenge. I think that's the only one thing. But personally speaking, I'm just trying to talk with Baba. Baba, we will be eating it. We will be really doing it. But that question of time, time, and the question of who else is going to do it, I think probably it's an arrogance. So I was just trying to analyze these things with reference to this Murli. Um, so it depends upon how do I take that fruit? How do I check whether the fruit is ready to eat? Om Shanti.
Sister, if I may ask, in your journey through a Brahmin life, since the time you have taken this life of being a Brahma Kumaris, what directions have you received? And can can you recall how much time have you taken and such things?
Yeah,
If you
see,
can.
as far as Brahmin disciplines are concerned, I never took things instantly. I never was the jhatku kind of type. See, Baba
Mhm.
said that, okay, let me follow. That jhatku kind I never did. Like earlier, probably because I had that samskar of the past strong samskars of devotion in me, the strong samskars of logic in me. I never did anything. That's what I felt. If I think
Right. It's okay.
and do, it will be permanent. I'm talking about Brahmin disciplines. But when it came to realization of God, there was no turning back. See, that's the what we call it
Mhm.
as the spark. When the
Correct.
spark hits you, nothing
Correct.
else is there. So for me, it's always following disciplines. But once I took the path, that was
Right.
instant fruit. But I never was the Jappu type to immediately follow, especially see, even to be very honest, you're talking about center. You're talking about directions and all. I have seen there are so many
Yeah.
directions which they give and which I feel I have told Baba, Baba, it's camouflaged directions. Immediately, I just because the teacher says something, I'm not able to really take it. There was resistance within me. But
Mm.
once it came through the thinking of Baba, I followed.
Correct.
I never, as you give the example of center, no, I never, just to be honest. But
Correct.
when the thing of Baba's thing came, I never looked forward because I always felt everywhere there was something, a need and expectation. This is just my opinion. Om
Yes,
Shanti.
yes. Very much, sister. Thank you. It need not be impulsive what it comes out like, it need not be a knee-jerk reaction that things come out, but certain directions. For example, in my case, we are coming up with a new sub-center here, and people are being told, motivated to do seva there, and it's not an easy process anyway. Acquisition of land, registration of that, and the construction process that goes on in it, and the time it becomes like a real great place for people to come in for meditation, it's going to definitely take another 2 to 3 years. Certain times like that, of they need a sense of dedication and commitment at an instance.
No, when you spoke of donation, see that's happening even now. I see some of the new children, they come and
Yes.
ask me, like they want to do something, what we call that, landscaping. Okay, so
Okay.
there was the question were there. I just told them one thing. See, whenever a work comes, there has to be a contribution from somewhere. And if I
Yeah.
take this to be God's work, I would not
Yeah.
look it. But I'm a human being. And let me
Yes.
tell you, I check things. For what is
Definitely.
landscaping needed? When there is no place even to sit in yoga or have Baba's room, and that, why not? These are the things they think. So,
Yes.
what here in the Murli, what Baba says, if there is a
Yes.
touching of Baba and then you do, then immediately it goes into your account of charity. If you don't do it, the work won't stop. The work will continue. Somebody else charity thing will be filled in. But if you're
Yeah.
not doing because of some other reason, no. But
Yes.
if
Yes.
suppose you have an honest reason, and see, this is evident when you see in front, when we see in our. So, is this the thought of the instrument teacher, the instrument thing, or is it the thought of Baba? That question arises. I don't find any illogical in that. I find it is there. But if I take the other approach also, this is God's work. This has to continue. So just when you sit in front of Baba at Amrit Vela, Baba, see, whatever I have is yours. Yes, that's the truth I've told you. But if you feel it's the need for this, please take it. Because I've seen people who have left their families, like in one case, the child
Yeah.
had to go to a college. Some
Yeah.
money the wife had kept for the child's, education. That money was taken away and the child couldn't do, like, a balance
Okay.
has to be kept. But I
Yes.
can't,
Yes.
and if you ask me, I don't know. If you
Mhm.
tell me, is the
Right.
child's
Very well.
education important or is this important? I am not able to throw Baba in a balance. I would never do it.
Correct.
He can never sit on any balance about education, marriage, and all. I would never put such kind of things like that.
That's state.
But I
Yeah.
have to keep a balance between service of the self and service to the center. I have to. So
Correct.
I've seen, like, sometimes the sisters say,
Mm.
no, you must come to the center, you must do work like bhandi karna, ye karna. But the work at home is left. So I
Correct.
always used to think twice. I said, there's no balance. Then when I'm
Mm.
going to take my family again in this. So if you see, brother, such kind of things, if you just sit in front of Baba and say, Baba, I'm
Mm.
sorry. If suppose I'm not
Yeah.
eating that instant fruit which you're giving, that charity which you're offering, but it's just my thing, please clear. So if I have a clear intellect and all, Baba will give direction. So I have personally never felt wrong or guilty of not doing something. I have never felt, oh, I could have contributed for this. Oh, this person. No, I have never felt it because I know if I have told Baba, my
Mm.
check is an open check to him, he can anytime
Yeah.
think. But it's a very strong line of what we say, thinking between me and Baba. I think that's something for me. I don't say it should apply to everyone, and I don't want to spoil the fortunes of anyone else. But as you were asking experience, I'm just sharing my personal experience. So,
Thank you, sister. It matters. It matters very much to get a perspective as to how to carry out our own Purusharth, As Baba's Murlis come out and as we churn, that's why it's this group for that we all churn and share and then develop our own insights and then put this into dharana. Very much. Sister, I mean, uh, I was also understanding there's this very fine, subtle sanskar of procrastination, laziness, this alasya, albelapan, what we call, that subtly creeps in us. Maybe at that point in time in 1983, Baba brought this Murli out to come with this idea of making the children wake up. That awakening is necessary for us to change our own old sanskars of not putting time into perspective to the jobs at hand. When things are supposed to move in faster as things are changing, and there's no foresight into anybody's sanskars or their own lifestyle or to their own thing, their own lives, Baba probably says that you have to keep time into perspective, and that's why he says, "What better than instant?" You know. So it's a wonderful way of putting time along with the task, and then see the change that would happen. Yeah,
You know what? Sometimes we take Baba's Shrimat in the letter of the spirit, not understanding. This is where, interpretation comes. I remember Baba always mentions in the Murli, never miss a Murli. See, just see the
yeah,
Baba's line of instruction, the link. He says, Agar aapki tabiyat, if your health is even not all right, no problem. Just come to the center. And even if suppose you have to die in the center or leave your thing, no problem. You have heard the Murli. So I've seen so many people who were sick or who were this came over there, and it was a disturbance for the other people over there. They are coughing and they are breathing loudly. And I've seen a lady who had come. It's I'm not making up. She came and say after 20 minutes she went and sat out. Then we don't know what happened. The Murli continued. We came to know a day back her son had come to pick her up to take her to the hospital. She died there. So that was the day I asked Baba the question. What he means is time, or my leaving the body is something which I don't know. So let me spend the last moments in his remembrance. So Baba didn't say if you're seated like that, ask your people to put on the stretcher and come. See, this is what we do. Literally, we take the meaning. What Baba means it even wherever I am, whichever place I'm sitting, it is Baba, Baba's thing. That's the thought. Because I don't know when I'm going to leave myself, and I don't want to leave in like what they say in the Ninda Stuti. How what is my remembrance at the end? So that's now very important for me. I know. What do? We take Baba's instruction literally. And I'm very sorry to say, sometimes the teachers also underline it to say, see, this is in the Murli. As you were saying, it's not a question of 1983 or 79. Baba ne, in what context he said. See, very recently, even I heard Chakradari Behan, she was saying there was no 4 baje ka Amrit Vela before. It came later. Why it came later? See, when you must read the Chakradari Bain's class. When it came in, Jagdish Bai had first come to the class, he had knowledge and how he went to see the sisters. The doors were not open because they don't get up at 4 o'clock. So Baba said to remove the carelessness of the children because they are. I am not there anymore to check. Baba was not there. So this 4 o'clock was introduced. So that doesn't mean 4 o'clock means sharp at 4 to 4:45. No, every 24/7, it's just 2 or 2. But that moment is a discipline which is needed, a kind to absolve my vices, what we call it as a bhakti within. So we just take Baba's Shrimit literally, not understanding the real care and concern which he has. This is just one instance I'm giving. But
yeah,
that's the why we are not able to be. That's why we make this easy Raj Yoga as tough Raj Yoga. आप अगर ब्रह्म कुमारी बनेंगे तो आपको ये छोड़ना पड़ेगा, आपको वो छोड़ना पड़ेगा. अरे nothing belongs to me. You came naked. What are you saying? This is yours, that is yours, and all. If I have that feeling within me, I will not feel like losing. So for this, you need absolute, absolute Baba. Absolute. And I have never left anything and all. To just share with you, Vinod Bhai, from a very strict Brahmin family. And my father was a Gayatri Upasak. I'm the only one in the family in Gyan. But I am supported, I'm respected, I'm given what I need to do by all. That's enough. Just sorry, it was a little bit emotional. But when you said 1983 Murli, I just wanted to share.
Thank you. This is a small group that needs a support of everyone, the contribution of the experiences of everyone, the insights of everyone, because this group is better than the herd, just to follow or not understand it completely and let go of the knowledge itself. So I'm happy, sister, you shared kar paye.
But you're not always appreciated, Vinod Bhai. We have to also be careful. This is an organization. There may be some protocols, there may be some this,
There
but
are,
because that's why I waited for 20 minutes to hear what you're saying. Then I shared. I'm sorry if suppose I've let go on anyone's principles and all. That's not my aim. It's just you asked my experience.
yes, I think,
So please, this is not any premise. This is not any statute book, what I've said. It's just my thought.
I think Baba appreciates that, sister. I think as a person who starts the Murli, it's our also responsibility to let this Murli go in a smooth manner. I think we are well within our limits to understand the way the Murli ran through. And I'm really happy that I was given again a chance to read a Murli. And it makes a lot of sense to discuss and chant. And now that the time is ticking, close to 6, I think we can enter into a sense of meditation and absorb home from the Murli and put it into practice.
हाथ में लेकर हाथ में तेरे उड़ जाऊं जग से, एक तेरा ही साथ रहे चाहे छूटे सबसे। हाथ में लेकर हाथ में तेरे उड़ जाऊं जग से, एक तेरा ही साथ रहे चाहे छूटे सबसे। जाना है मुझे पार गगन से साथ में तेरे बाबा, अब ये दुनिया रास ना आए पाके तुझको बाबा। के अब घर जाना है, हाँ अब घर जाना है, के अब घर जाना है, हाँ अब घर जाना है, के अब घर जाना है, हाँ अब घर जाना है, के अब घर जाना है, हाँ अब घर जाना है। बाह पसारे बाबा मुझको पास बुलाते हैं, गले लगा के मुझ पर बाबा प्यार लुटाते हैं। बाह पसारे बाबा मुझको पास बुलाते हैं, गले लगा के मुझ पर बाबा प्यार लुटाते हैं। कितना सुंदर घर है मेरा, कितना कितना सुंदर घर है मेरा, कितना सुंदर बाबा, इसलिए तो तू ही है इस दिल के अंदर बाबा। के अब घर जाना है, अब घर जाना है, घर जाना है, अब घर जाना है, जाना है, अब घर जाना है, अब घर जाना है।
Wish you all a good day with this message of becoming fresh and instantly enthusiastic and of perfection at an earlier point in time. So have a great day.
Om Shanti. Thank you to Baba. Thank you, Vinod Bhai. Thank you, Girisha sister, for sharing your experience. Thank you, Divine Family. See you tomorrow at 5 a.m. Until then, have a lovely day.